Hello, this is Greg out from Green Griggs coming to you on 15 March 22. Time on deck is 19,400 hours Central Daylight Time. And I have a special guest today, Alex Conger. And today we're going to be talking about Fuel Flex, a whole new method that you can take to convert your vehicle to be able to burn E85 alcohol to save you money at the pump, a lot of money, or in a prepping situation with the Griddown, you can burn alcohol, pure alcohol. So you can make it, you can run your vehicle if you can save it from an EMP event. So this is a way that you can save money right now and run when no one else has gas, when the grid's down and no pumps are running. So I think this is a real smart innovation that Mr. Conger and one of his partners came up with. They had worked for Hewlett Packard. They met at Hewlett Packard in Boise, Idaho, and they were trying to solve a problem. The systems they were getting out of Brazil, Brazil runs on alcohol, were analog, and they just weren't very good for the cold climates in North America. So these guys devised a system with a lot more settings. They made it digital, and they digitized it to make a product far more suitable. And it's made in the United States of America. That's a good thing about it. It's an American product, and we're going to go all into this. And we got a special deal where you can get some and save money on them down. We'll talk about here toward the end of the video. So buckle up. You want to save some money. You want to help America. You want to be able to run after the grid goes down. This might be your ticket to do it. So Alex, what inspired you to do this device? Tell us about the device and what inspired you.
So back in 2005, I had bought a Hummer H2, which was a vehicle that was referred to as the Earth Killer. And but I had been talking to some people, and I thought, why couldn't we run this vehicle on alcohol? Because we all grew up, seeing the alcohol-powered race cars at the drag track and all that stuff like that. And a lot of people just kind of let that go over their head. And so I decided that I was going to personally talk to General Motors and say, why doesn't this overpriced 9,000-pound truck have the ability to run on clean renewable energy, when I knew for a fact that it would put out 60% less O2 emissions? So that was a good thing for the earth, obviously. And so we kind of took it from there, and we played with some of the devices we got out of Brazil. And although they sort of worked, the problem was that you led to earlier was that Brazil, it's cold in Brazil when it's 70 degrees. So, and here in the United States, we got some mean temperatures, Minnesota, Wisconsin. In the last couple of years, there's been some really strange weather, as we all know about, even in Texas and stuff like that. So, we wanted to come up with a device. Although the idea is similar, the product is totally different, because an analog device only has so many settings that you can use. And we wanted a device that would be so adjustable that we could make it work with any car. And keep in mind, any car refers to Ford, Dodge, GM, Mitsubishi, Honda, any multi-port fuel-injected motor. I might say 12-volt multi-port fuel-injected motor, and that goes clear back to, the 70s. In fact, I got a message from a guy today that wanted to buy a unit. He had a 1992 Ford F-150. He wanted to be able to run alcohol in it, and he contacted me, and I helped him figure out what he needed to make. And he lives in Portland, Oregon, actually. And so there are some E85 stations up there, and he wanted, because the fact is, you go to an E85 ethanol pump just about anywhere in the United States, and it's anywhere from 50 cents to $1.50, sometimes as much as $2 cheaper. I get a lot of calls from California that, we all know what's going on in California. A guy called me yesterday from California. I want one of your devices. And I says, and we were talking about gas prices here in Boise, Idaho. Gasoline is, $4 or $3.36, I think. Diesel is $4.50. And he says, holy cow, I would love to have that. Down here in where I'm at, it's $6.59 a gallon. Okay, so there's a motivation to use another fuel. California obviously is a state that's really driven by everything green. You know, some of their goals are a little bit more ambitious than I think possible, but so it doesn't matter where it is in the United States. The Midwest is a big area that creates a lot of biofuels, whether it's biodiesel or bioethanol. So there's a lot of opportunity, as you alluded to earlier. I mean, if we go off the grid because of an EMP, there's going to be a lot of people interested in making their own everything, not just fuel, but everything, as you know. And I personally have owned a still. I'm licensed to make 10,000 gallons of ethanol a year. The government lets you do that without any repercussions at all. And why do you even have to have a license? You might know the answer, but the answer is because we have laws that are so archaic and out of place from the old days that they still consider ethanol the same as moonshine. Now, here's the bottom line. Ethanol, although it's alcohol, drinking alcohol is usually distilled as many as 7 times to make it palatable, to take all of the bad stuff out of it. Ethanol, your car doesn't care what it tastes like, so you wouldn't want to drink it, although I know some people that tried it and had a really bad headache. So and they're preppers. They just wanted to make sure that, you know. So
let me give a warning to the audience. That does not mean you can drink E85.
No, because E85 has 15% gasoline and 85% alcohol, but it's the alcohol that you can't drink. Now,
E85. By the way, back off the microphone just a little bit.
Okay, all right.
Or your voice just a little bit, one of the two. And by the way, guys, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, bang the notification bell, and click all, because I'm gonna be bringing you more stuff like this if you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. Go ahead there, Alex.
Yeah. So anyway, this really wasn't a life ambition of mine. I mean, it really wasn't. I own several companies involved in technology, computers, computer science, engineering, all that kind of stuff like this. But this is something that came along that I mean, I didn't even recycle. But my partner, Gary Ackert is his name. He is very astute to recycling, and he came to me and he says, you know, and so now, you know, obviously I'm involved in that thing also, but being able to drive a vehicle that I want and put out a cleaner footprint as far as emissions with what's going on, you know, we don't all have to agree about what's going on with the environment, but something's going on. And so anyway, we went about figuring out how to create a device. We went to market with this device. I don't know if you can see it real well, but this is the size of the device, and it's either in a this one's in a billet aluminum box, but they also are normally in a ABS plastic box that's set up for high temperature under the hood of your car. But we went about figuring out some things that the automobile manufacturers and the fuel guys, they didn't want us to know any of this stuff, and they still don't today. Let's take it. The original Ford that was invented back in the day, it was designed to run on corn alcohol. Okay, and how did they stop that? I'll make it easy. It was called prohibition. They got the flow of alcohol shut off so that Standard Oil could take over. And this isn't a theory. This is reality. And in fact, I don't know if you'll mention it, but there's a video on the internet called Pump, P-U-M-P, and it talks about the history of the fuel industry. And I admonish anybody that's on here on this channel, which is a great channel, by the way, to take a look at that video and get educated on exactly what happened to the fuel industry. And
well, they did pharmaceuticals, and they got rid of the industry of that material that makes rope, i.e., you know, all the things that might have possibly been a competitor to petroleum. they went after in spades and got it made illegal in one way or another. So it made Henry Ford a little disappointed, but he found a way to make it work.
He absolutely did. And, my partner, Gary, he's got his wife drives a Ford 500 that we've converted to run alcohol, and works just great. I personally have done 24 police cruisers, Crown Vics here in our county. And it allowed the county to save, the first year they saved about $1 million because it allowed them to run their police cruisers longer without trading them in. So there's a lot of, over the years, we've been doing this since, like I said, 2007. We're involved actively in 46 countries with this type of technology. And, because there's a lot of other countries are much more forward thinking than we are about this kind of a technology and stuff. Today, one of my number one customers for this product is France. We've been shipping since the gas prices went up. Things went totally postal and crazy, as we talked about. We're shipping in the last 4 days. I've shipped over a dozen units to France alone, and it's not stopping. A funny side note: I had my dealer in France put a note on the website that says, "Hey, we're really busy, and your product's going to be delayed as much as 2 or 3 weeks for the foreign shipments." And what happened? They still kept ordering. So just think about it though. When gasoline is $5 or $6 a gallon here, what do you think it is over in France?
$10 probably.
$10 to $12 over there. Yeah. And they're all driving 3 and 4 cylinder cars over there. So, it's a big deal. And like I said, when we got involved in it back in 2007, we did a lot of things. We spent time working with the EPA. We spent time working with different organizations that we're still part of today. The ethanol organizations here in the United States is a big deal. And there's a lot of opportunity to go out and explain this thing. Now, have I always been met with open arms to most of those people? What do you think? Not really. We're not really favorite kids of the oil company, obviously, and a lot of the automobile industry was the same way. They wanted to tell us that we would ruin cars, and I've sold thousands of these units all over the world, and I've never had to deal with ruining cars. And so we put a lot of time and effort into making this right. I mean, that's what us engineers do, right?
Yeah. Due diligence.
We do due diligence, put a lot of time and effort into making sure we tested things. We spent a good part of a couple of years here in the United States testing the product before we even rolled it out. And then I think I told you the other day, we actually we were invited to Thailand, and we took our device over there and we outfitted 12 cars in Thailand and put them out on their streets. And it's 100 degrees and 100 humidity. So you can imagine how bad it is on cars over there. I flew back over a year later. We took the vehicles, all 12 of them off the street, and we tore them down all the way to the ground, the fuel rails and everything, fuel tank. The engineering company came back and said, not engineering company, we were teamed up with an engineering college over there called KMIT. They came back, handed me a bunch of docs and says, we can find no issues related to running alcohol in any vehicle. And we did Mitsubishi and Honda and Ford and Chevy, and those vehicles over there are the same ones we have in the United States, and the same ones that have been being used in Brazil, and their minimum ethanol rating over there is E30 and above. So, the car companies kind of led us astray, sort of. I'm being nice, but that's the way it is. And to get back to the beginning, when I started, I bought that Hummer. I wanted to know why I couldn't run it on alcohol fuel. I went to General Motors. They said, you can't do this because blah, blah, blah. And I says, now, wait a second. I says, if you lie to me, I'll make sure that everybody knows about it. Because back in those days, I was the king of the blogger. And they did lie to me. And I proved them wrong. I took the motor out of that Hummer after 60,000 miles and personally tore it down like we did over in Thailand. And do you think we could find one issue with running alcohol for 60,000 miles? Not one. There was no issues. In fact, the motor was so clean that it looked like it was a brand new crate motor. And so, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that those things pretty well.
Now, wait a minute.
What's that? Well, if you're a rocket scientist, we're good to go. So we put a lot of time and effort into this product, and it's designed to work on just about any vehicle. And there's an organization here in the U.S. called Advanced Biofuels. They've had one of these on their show car now for 7 years, and they show it all over the United States as a little Ford Focus. And they're a big supporters of ours also, and so the thing about it is, as you're thinking about what you might do if there's an issue, the great thing about alcohol is it can be made out of anything. It can be made out of cannabis. It can be made out of hemp. It can be made out of seaweed. It can be made out of Jerusalem artichoke hearts, sugar cane, sugar beets, potatoes. There's nothing you can't make mash out of.
Amen. That's the beauty of it. So that's why I would say it's a great prepper fuel. If the grid goes down, you can make fuel.
So you can heat your house with it. You can run I've got a Honda lawnmower. Okay. And before I went to all electric, I run a Honda lawnmower, but I run it on E85. The mechanic says, "Oh, you can't do that. It'll ruin it." And I just says, "Yeah, whatever." And it never caused any issues to that mower. I still have it. I still run it on alcohol. It's been running on alcohol for over 7 years. And likewise, my wife had a Toyota Camry, which was a hybrid, half electric and half gas. I put one of these systems on it. We run it on there. We were featured in a movie by Green Planet out of California, and which is called Pump. And a lot of those things that we've done over the years were featured in that, including the Hummer. It was a #1 documentary on Netflix for years because it told it the way it was. And so, yeah, I mean, think about it. I risk my wife's car. Who does that?
That's all I can say.
She says, "You better not mess up my car or you and the Hummer will be sleeping in the garage." So anyway, have you got any particular questions you'd like to ask me?
Well, do you have any other? Now, your system works with fuel injector type.
Yeah, any 12 volt multi-port fuel injection, and it doesn't care for the brand. I mean, and every car, most of them have different connectors, but we also own that market also. So if you've got a car that's a 95 Ford Fairlane or whatever, if they had them in 95, you never know. F-150, let's take it like, we can retrofit just about any of those vehicles so that they can run either gas or ethanol. So what it makes is it makes your car a bi-fuel vehicle. That means you can choose. When there's no gas, you can run alcohol. When there's no alcohol, you can run gas. And in the case of her Camry hybrid, it made it a tri-fuel vehicle, so it could go electric, gas, and ethanol. And so that really gives the people that are prepping for issues some options.
That's good. So, yeah, I got a couple of vehicles. I still have carburetors, though.
Well, the thing about it is, we have the knowledge to help you with that also. What the difference between running a carbureted vehicle on alcohol and an injected vehicle is that the main jet has to be increased 26%.
You got to drill it out. You got to drill it out, right?
You drill it out or you buy a new jet, 26%, and then it can run alcohol. I had a E85 Willys with a 327, and it was carbureted. And we cut it over and run it on straight alcohol all the time, and it worked great.
So the reason, everybody, that you don't have to do it with your fuel injection systems is he can program it to change the fuel ratio and make it put more fuel in the system.
Yeah, this device right here.
This box. So you don't have to change your injectors out to switch between gas and alcohol.
Well, the great thing about it, when you get the device, it comes with a harness with your injector connectors on it. And so then it's simply plug and play. And, you know, I have people all the time ask me if you need to be an ASC certified mechanic to install it. And then I'll ask them, do you know how to install a stereo or plug in a stereo? And most people say, well, yeah. I says, then you can install this. And, you know,
changing the plugs out on an engine. So, you know, most people.
If you change your spark plugs or change your oil, you can install this device. Now, the great thing about it is we run a helpline here, and most of the time it's manned by me. And if anybody, I mean, I get calls from auto mechanics all the time. Hey, this guy bought this thing and I don't know what the hell it is. And so we'll train the mechanic and teach him all about it. And by the time we get done, he'll say, wow, that's pretty amazing. And it is, because there was a lot of other companies that did similar things. A lot of them were made in other countries. Some of them still today are knockoffs of mine that are made in China. Go figure that. But the great thing about mine is we control the software. We keep it up to date. And that's something that other people don't do. And, you know, being able to bring you a product that's made in the United States 100%, to me, is a big deal.
Oh, hey, and even better yet, the guy in the help desk speaks English.
Yeah, so when you call over here, you don't have to push one for English. You just push one for Alex.
What do you do with all the guys from France? Do you speak French too?
Je m'appelle Alex.
Ah, je ne parle pas français.
So my dealer in France speaks English and French.
Okay.
He's got a real heavy French accent, but we get online and Skype and we talk on a regular basis. I mean, you think about it, selling in other countries is a real trick because the dollar is different. And in France, the price of a dollar changes every day. Every day, the dollar changes over there. And with what's going on in the Ukraine and stuff right now, world finances are in a mess anyway, right?
Oh, yeah, the dollar is going to go down. That means fuel prices will probably go up again just for no other reason. And what scares me is that Saudi Arabia is talking about buying or letting China pay for petroleum in wands instead of dollars. See, Nixon cut a drug deal with Saudi Arabia to get them to buy make everybody buy with dollars from them, which made the dollar the world reserve currency. When the dollar crashes, the world not being the world reserve currency, that means that its value is going to plummet, and you're going to see crazy inflation. So that's a very bad sign.
Well, no, the thing about that, Greg, is that we're getting a really good taste of that right now.
Yeah, and well, that just means fuel is going to go up even more than everything else.
Somebody today said something about 10% inflation. And I honestly believe that that's going to be a low number.
Amen. Very low, very low.
And, you know, and being self-sufficient and being able to choose the fuel you run in your vehicle, to me, is a big deal. The thing about ethanol is it is an American product. It supports the farmers in the Midwest. And it's a no-lose scenario. And like I said, we started this project. You know, we kind of had a flow chart of what we wanted to do, but you know, when you're building something like this as big as it became, you really don't know what the end game is.
Oh no, yeah, it's probably not going to be pretty. Well, let me share your website here. Let me put it up here and let people see this. This is the website that you'll be going to when you check this thing out. When you order it, you go to fuelflexinternational.com or fuelflexint.com, and I will put a link below in my show notes and in the pin notes on this video, so you can see this. and enjoy the flexibility with flex fuel. Here's what you get. This is what he was showing us right there. It's cold start. What he says, this thing, you can run this thing up here in Idaho and Montana or in Thailand. So you talk about the simple installation. You got fuel economy possibilities here, since E85 tends to be a lot cheaper internationally. And then here's how you can call and talk to Alex. So you get to choose your kit. There's different kits here available for different number of cylinders on your engine. The installation is simple. This kind of talks you through it. Of course, Alex is willing to take you through it if you need a little further guidance. I assume you got connectorfast.com, and you probably have instructions with the device itself. Let's see here, and then you got about fuel.
Yes, Greg. So when you get the device, Greg, you get a complete installation manual and an emblem to put on your car that spells it out. So that's been a really great thing for people.
Pretty emblem. I saw up here in the beginning of the video. I saw a pretty emblem on some of the cars in the very beginning. That's not it.
Yeah.
I saw it when the video started. Okay. Yeah, it looks nice, guys. So, and you come down here, and this has got a lot of data, the facts, customer comments. And then I guess this is probably your French over here. So, find a gas station. So yeah, this has got a lot of good details in. This is the movie he was talking about. All you got to do is click there to get it. Let's see, you got some savings possibilities here. Share this page. Now, if I want to buy this thing, what do I do? Go in here and hit go, or what? How do you buy it from this website? How do you purchase your fuel flex? There it is. That was that emblem. How do you purchase fuel flex?
So go down there where there's go up to the area, click the menu, and go to shop now.
Menu.
The menu up here up there in the top left corner.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Shop now.
Yep.
Shop now. Okay. You come in here, and I guess you got to pick. I'm having a hard time scrolling. You got to pick which one you want for your vehicle. So you got 4-cylinder, for example. Or you just click on this. You have to choose your connectors too.
Yeah, it'll ask you to choose the connectors.
Okay. So you just going in and all right, what's the next step here? I must have clicked the wrong thing.
Okay, there you go. So it lets you pick the type of connector you have.
Okay.
And you have to pick a connector before you can go to the next page.
All right, well, I'm just doing a random here for the purpose of buy your E85. So now we click one, and now we come in here. Now this is what's cool. Apply coupon. So we got a special here. You can get $20 off if you buy through this special, and it helps you and it helps me. So if you want to help my channel, help yourself, you can get $20 off, and the special discount code will be a small letter E 85, E85, which is the typical alcohol gas. So you just type in lowercase e 85 and hit apply coupon, and then you go on and do your purchase. Is that correct? So here we go. Proceed to checkout. Yeah, it's got the coupon code in there. So that'll save you, and you just go in and fill out all your details and do the purchase like you normally do. E85, and that's going to get you in, and you got the thing. So let's see here. We'll come back. We're just going to scroll back up kind of again, show you this, so you can look. These are for your different cylinders: 8-cylinder, 6-cylinder, 5, 4.
So Greg, you can even run these on Harley Davidson.
Can you? Harley Davidson. All
yeah,
right.
You can run it on Harley Davidson. You can run it on Indian. You can run it on any fuel-injected motorbike also. And
Wow.
So we've got a lot of these out on different motorcycles, the big bikes and stuff.
Wow. It did show briefly there that nice little emblem that you get free with this kit here. So this is an awesome innovation that Alex Conger and his partner came up with. So you get a lot of information here, and you get great customer support because you get Alex.
That's exactly correct.
What more can you ask for? You've already met your customer support right now, and you know what he sounds like. Now, I tell you, it's a lot easier to hear him on the phone than through this internet computer speaker system.
Well, we're busy, right? We're really busy right now. I mean, back in 2008 or so, when we had the other mess, sales were unbelievable, and you know, we've been kind of cruising for a long time, just kind of watching what happened. In the minute things started happening with oil prices and stuff like that, I called my partner. I said, strap in.
That's going crazy. So yeah. I think everybody knows who you are. They know what the product is. They know how and why you developed it. They know how to order it. They know how to find the website, how to order it, how to get a $20 discount, which is awesome. So that's pretty much everything people really need to know to get into this. So the bottom line is, guys, you can save money on fuel. You can have flexibility as to which fuel you use, and the grid goes down. If you manage to save your car, guess what? You get to make your own alcohol, make your own fuel, or find somebody that does, and you're still running. You still have fuel. That's amazing. So this is an awesome thing, guys. This can keep you on the road when nobody else is there. You can be your own Mad Max.
Well, right? From the old days?
Hopefully not Mad Max, but you can definitely roll when nobody else can. So that's the beauty.
That's exactly right. I mean, there's challenges trying to get across the United States on alternate fuel, but it's better than it was when I got involved in this. I mean, if you think about it, when I started in this business, there was 243 million vehicles on the road today, and only about 2 or 3% of them were what they called flex fuel vehicles. And that's when we entered the market. So, and now today there's probably 350 million, you know, if not more. And they're still not all electric. We both know that's almost a joke. And I mean, I don't know about you, but how many of our listeners out there tonight can afford to go buy a $60,000 car from Elon Musk? Now, don't get me wrong, I really like the guy, but I don't know a lot of people that are willing to trade in their gas car and go spend 60 grand to get in debt to buy an electric car. And think, and closing with it, and think about this. If you were back east when they had that situation where the winners stopped cars backed up for a freaking 2 or 3 days and you had an electric car, I'm not really thinking you'd be too warm in that car.
Here's another thing that, you know, they had a big blackout up there. So where are you going to go when you have a blackout? And the electric cars have those lithium-ion batteries. What a lot of people don't realize is that the cathode has enough oxidizer in it to burn 15% of the electrolyte. So that little battery is a rocket motor.
It is. It's like driving a car that is designed to run on hydrogen.
Yeah, it's explosive. This is an explosive device.
They don't bother telling you that.
They go into thermal runaway, and there's this little thing called dendrites that can form and puncture the separator between the anode and cathode inside of it. And when you get that, you get a short circuit, and that's when the battery gets hot, goes into thermal runaway, and goes boom. And then it can have a cascading failure, setting off more batteries all around it, and you get something you don't want.
Tesla's had that happen a couple of times on some of his devices. And you know, the nice thing about alcohol is its flash point is a lot less than gasoline. You can actually throw a lit match into a barrel of ethanol and it won't blow up. Don't try that at home.
I tried to make a bomb from ethanol when I was a kid. I had a fuse, and it burned over the top of the jar, and the fuse fell in and put it out.
That's the situation. And you know, and with gasoline, you probably wouldn't have been that lucky.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I was trying to get it blow up, but it wouldn't. All right, guys. So I think that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Do you have anything else you want to add to final word, Alex?
You know, it's just been my pleasure being here with you on your channel tonight. I really appreciate the time, and everybody that's listening. If you got questions, if it's just a question, call me. You can. My phone number is on the website. I'll also throw it out. It's 208-870-4332. I'm probably opening myself up to make my phone ring even more than it is right now, but that's how I feel about what I do, Greg.
Awesome. Well, you stand behind it. When a man stands behind his product, then you got some credibility there. This man stands behind his product, and he'll be your customer service. He's inventor and customer service all in one.
5-year warranty.
Wow. Wow. Oh, very good. And you get $200 off. Just enter that product code.
$20. 20.
What?
Not 200. 20.
20. Did I say 2? I meant 20.
Yeah.
Use the product code E, small letter E, 85, and in the coupon code, and you'll be good to go. $20 off, and that's an awesome deal. This is an awesome deal as it is, because you can save money on your fuel, and hopefully you can run after the grid goes down by making your own. So what more can you ask for?
Absolutely.
All righty, Alice, I appreciate it very much. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching, everyone, and great.